welcome back to Little Maple English. I'm your teacher, Joanne. Today, we're going to learn about comparatives and superlatives. Do you remember from last class how we learned about adjectives? It has a very close relationship. If you're unfamiliar with adjectives, please go back to my lesson on adjectives. So let's get started. So comparing things. So we use adjectives to compare things. So types are comparative, compared to, superlatives, compare three or more. So for example, this book is bigger than that one. So we're comparing between this book and that one. That one is another book. This is the biggest book. So it is saying that out of all the books, this one is the biggest. So comparatives. So comparatives has two different forms. So short adjectives, you add an ER, like big to bigger. Whereas long adjectives, you have to use more, plus a base form of an adjective. Words like interesting. You don't want to say interestinger. You want to say more interesting. So in a sentence, you would start with A, is comparative, then B, to compare the difference between A and B. Let me give you some example. This house is bigger than that one. So we're comparing between A, this house, and B, that one. My bag is lighter than yours. So we're comparing between my bag and yours. So which is lighter? My bag is lighter. Today is colder than yesterday. A is today, B is yesterday. This movie is more interesting than the book. So we're comparing between this movie and the book. English is more difficult than math. We're comparing between English and math. This chair is more comfortable. In this sentence, it's comparing between two chairs. This chair must be more comfortable than the other chair. Let's move on to superlatives. So you want to use short adjectives by adding est. So big becomes biggest. Long adjectives, you add most and then the base form of an adjective. So interesting becomes most interesting. So the structure is the plus superlatives. So let's take a look at the example. This is the biggest room. So out of all the rooms, this is the biggest. She is the tallest student. So out of many students, she is the tallest. Today is the coldest day. Out of all the days, today is the coldest. This is the most interesting movie. You know that there are a lot of movies. But out of all the movies, this is the most interesting. She is the most careful driver. There are lots of drivers out there, but she must be the most careful driver. This test is the most difficult. I'm sure you will be writing a lot of tests, but out of all the tests, this test must be the most difficult. Most comparative and superlative, you just have to add an ER, more, most, or est. But there are irregular adjectives where you just have to do the memorization. So with an adjective good, you would say better for comparative and best for superlative. How about a word bad? Changes to worse to worst. Far to farther, farthest. So make sure you memorize them. Let's take a look at the common mistakes. It's always bigger. You don't want to say more bigger. The tallest? Never say the most tallest. She is taller than me. She is more tall than me. That sounds very unnatural. You want to say taller. You do not want to say more tall because tall is a short adjective. Let's practice. Choose the correct form. Number 1. This test is easy. You're not comparing anything here. Number 2. My house is bigger than yours. Number 3. She is the smartest student. Number 4. Today is colder than yesterday. If you got that, perfect. All right, that's it for today. Can't wait to see you next class. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.